Hello and welcome to Political Quickie, your political show that subjectively discusses current affairs in South Africa and all around the world. My name is Map Asikamura. So the Constitutional Court has found that the appointment of Shaun, the National Director of Public Prosecutions, is actually unconstitutional and therefore invalid. Yes. Now you'll remember that former President Jacob Zuma Ubaba terminated the employment of the former NDPP Mxolisi Nxasana, right, with a golden shake of 17.3 million rand. Now the Constitutional Court has said that was unconstitutional, so it ain't right. So President Matamela has been ordered to appoint a new NDPP. So the application was brought by Corruption Watch and Freedom Under Law. So this is actually a win for the judiciary, for actually a fine oil judiciary. Okay, so but my decolonizing mind cannot help but just, to wander off at the time when Helen Zille said we should pretty much be grateful for colonialism, for the judiciary that we have. Or, that Karen Mon article where she wrote about how, former President Ubaba was to use apartheid era case in order to help him to stall his corruption trial. So probably 90% of our case law is from the colonial and apartheid era, because our judiciary again was brought here by the colonizer. So it's actually immaterial whether or not Ubaba would use a case from the apartheid era, because this is actually common practice. I don't even have to mention how Julius Malema was charged on the Writers Act, a very famous apartheid era legislation in democratic South Africa. The interesting thing about the case that Ubaba would have cited is that it's actually a funding dispute in the murder prosecution of apartheid era policemen. Yeah. So that actually reminded me of something Dr. John Gani was saying about how perplexed he is that, apartheid era leaders did not receive the same treatment as former President Jacob Zuma. So while he is being prosecuted, one of them actually went on to receive a Nobel Peace Prize. So very interesting. I'm not excusing what Ubaba did. In fact, I think that, former President Jacob Zuma should be punished for every single disgusting thing that he's done. But what I'm trying to do is draw your attention to a very, very faulty legal system. So I know what you're thinking. Be like, oh my gosh, you've got an amazing, constitutional democracy. Oh my gosh. Right? But I want to ask you this question. Can you confidently say that post-colonialism, the crimes that have been committed post-colonialism, are less than the crimes that were committed pre-colonialism? We could speak about how the judiciary pre-colonialism was influenced by religion, tradition, and superstition. We could also talk about how the judiciary during colonialism and post-colonialism, if we are living in a post-colonial world, we could talk about, how it's greatly and vastly influenced by unconscious capitalism. It baffles me when organizations like the DA say, well, we don't agree with the expropriation of land without compensation because it diminishes property rights. But it is that very same legal system, those very same property rights, those title deeds that took away the land from Africans in the same place. We did not know of title deeds prior to colonialism because the land actually belonged to everyone in Africa. So you want to cite that very same thing that took the land away from the people? I don't know. Our judiciary has to be revamped. It can't just be a, conversation. From common law, Roman Dutch law, legislation from the colonial and apartheid era that still exists in democratic South Africa that needs to be done away with. And we need to have a judicial system that is reflective of Africans and our values. Okay, we can't just have Ubuntu in the Constitution's preamble. Do you know what I mean? It really has to be reflective. Each and every single part of it needs to be reflective of who we are as a people. Yeah. So let's work on that. Let's really work on that. But anyways, I love you guys. You are awesome. Use your talents to serve humanity. And I will see you on Wednesday.